Okay, so I've actually got a bit of a different video for you today. Like, you can't actually see my face. That's because I'm going to be showing you my A-level photography portfolio. I had 3 throughout my A-levels. God, this camera's so shaky, I need to get myself a tripod. I had 3 throughout my A-levels, so I had my AS one, which was a theme of nature. Second one is this one, which is to do with fashion photography throughout the eras. So I typically did 6 photo shoots with them being themed around different areas of fashion, so 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. And then I also did a 6th photo shoot, which was kind of very like Victoriana, so it was very stripped back, not much colour in it at all. Yeah, so very pale, very gothic looking and creepy, which was quite the contrast to my other shoots. So like, the reason I wanted to film this is because I know they can be quite popular on YouTube for current students who are doing photography, and also just I think it would be quite interesting to actually look at. And I mean, it's something to be proud of. Like, I am quite proud of my portfolios. I've also got an exam unit one whereby I did 6 photo shoots surrounding mental health, which I will probably do a video on too, again, because it would show an example of the exam unit and what that's like. I actually did OCR photography, if that helps, and overall I achieved an A star. So yeah, this is the mind map and mood board, which just helped me kind of with my ideas. I also did an essay which we had to do for this unit. So yeah, pretty nice. Next is just like further planning of my shoots, and also just like words that would help me with throughout my shoots and things like that. So this is 50s. So the photographer I researched was Norman Parkinson. He did very like typically 50s photographs. He was very popular in the 50s. For every photo shoot we had to do a artist copy. So this is my friend Beth. They aren't exactly similar, but what I wanted to recreate was obviously the black and white tones and also surrounding flowers. So obviously there's flowers around her here, likewise to the model here. It can be very difficult to try and get an exact copy, but with some they were more achievable, depending on what picture I picked. So throughout all of my shoots I shot typically on film, but I did shoot some digital. So this is an example of some of the digital pictures that I took for 50s. Most of the clothes came from stuff of my own that I'd got from charity shops, from eBay, stuff from my own wardrobe basically, as well as bits that my friends had brought in. So this is the film. I shoot on a Polaroid 600 camera, 600 film too. I get that from Impossible. It is quite expensive, so I tend to try and get expired film, which you can see here. Because it's expired, it kind of like, I don't really know how to explain it, but like the ink and chemicals in the film isn't exactly how it should be, which is what caused this like degradation almost. These were shot on a 35mm camera, which I love to shoot on. Like, I just think film is lovely. Like, I love how grainy it looks and the tones throughout. I think there's something really lovely about film. These are other pictures. I did take quite a lot. Love the tones in these steps. I think it looks so nice on film. Like, I just love it. And this was like a film book that I did just to kind of put it in one concise thing. These were also other film pictures that I took. These were more digital photos that I took. I wasn't a massive fan of digital photography. This is experimentation, so we had to do this throughout our degree, so we could experiment with scratching, which I did here, and also I like scrunch them up as well. I ripped this apart and then I also burned this. So that's my experimentation. Then we had to do editing. I'm not gonna tilt the camera, but yeah, so I had to do editing, which I had to explain here. My editing mainly for this shoot was just putting it in black and white, typically because it was the 50s. It was a 50s style shoot. This was my final picture, which is displayed here. I got them printed at Boots, which they're really easy to get hold of, and they're also really cheap to get printed at Boots because you can do it online, and you also get the first 24 photos free, 6x4. So this was 12x10, I think, but I think it was just really nice to have it printed. It made the photo look a lot better. Next is 60s, so I researched Richard Avedon. He was a really popular photographer in the 60s, and typically his photos represented what I wanted to try and capture, especially with like the Twiggy-esque makeup. So this is a Polaroid of the artist copy that I did, which you will see here. So yeah, that's Twiggy there, photographed by Richard Avedon. That's my friend Ruth. So yeah, we tried to recreate what it looked like. My friend Chloe did the makeup. This is my friend Abby. So this is for the 60s style shoot. Again, we did some more face paint. Chloe did that. Yeah, so that's the fashion choices. Again, I shot on Polaroid. There's just something so lovely about Polaroid. I love Polaroid cameras, especially for eras, for the 80s, the 90s. I think it's just quintessential for the route that I wanted to go down. I'll give you a little zoom in of the Polaroids. Here are more 35mm pictures. Love these. I bought heart-shaped lollies especially. Love that picture. We got pick a mix. I thought it was very like 60s with like the pastel colours and everything. Got a little vintage 60s book that was my mom's. These are some of my favourite pictures I've ever taken. I think it just looks so nice with the swans in the background. More film pictures and more. Again, I love these. Like, they are just, I love that. Love it. And that, I think that's so cool. So these are more digital pictures, and here's the film book, but you've seen the film pictures, so you don't really need to see that. Here's some more digital. Again, I really like these ones at the bottom. And as mentioned before, like, shooting on digital isn't really that fun for me. Like, it's not something that I miss. I sold my DSLR actually, so yeah, I can't take film pictures and not film digital anymore. Here's some more experimentation, which is one of my favourite things ever to do when I did my photography. So I glued some hundreds and thousands again to create like the bright and pastel colours that were apparent in the 60s. I bleached this, bleached that one too, and cut around it. And I also created like kind of like a weird hypnotic effect where I cut into the top picture and layered another one behind it, so you can kind of see like her face in between the book. Again, I burned this one too. So here's some edits, which I did. Some more edits. Editing wasn't really my most favourite thing to do in photography. I feel like it can be quite creative to do, but I typically like to just stick with my final images as they are, like as they were originally, and I think that's why I like to shoot film too, because you have no idea what you're going to get, and it's just so exciting to receive back your film pack. So this is for the 70s era of fashion. I researched Arnold Pivaka. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but I follow him on Instagram. I love his photos so much. Little 70s sequin thing here. Here's an artist copy with a very 70s-esque coat, which I still wear today. This is my friend Bessie. And then here's Bessie again. Bessie was predominantly in this shoot. These are some of my favourite Polaroids I've ever taken. Especially this picture, that one. Like, I love them. I think they're just so cool. I really like the animal print frames too. I think they're so sick. Here's some more film pictures, 35mm again. My friend Chloe did the makeup for this look too, so we wanted to go for quite a bold eye look. And also here, as you can see, we went for like face paint here. You'll probably see that more clearly in the digital pictures that I will show. Love this dress also, it is so sick, oh my god. And this graffiti, love it. I feel like a lot of this video is just me saying yes, it's so sick, yes, I love it. But I genuinely enjoyed doing these shoots so much because it was clothes that I'd already had. I'm so interested in fashion as well as photography. Obviously that's why I took the course. I do miss it a lot. Oh, it was so sick. For my experimentation for this one, I layered sequins on a printer, on the scanner, over my Polaroids, and that was my experimentation. Another experimentation, I stained this with tea and put sellotape on it, so there's like strips without tea and strips with. I stained that bit with tea. That one was not stained, it was just normal. Then I cut them apart, and I think it's actually really cool. Another thing I also did is I pierced holes in the original image of this and then put it on top of a light box, and so you can see like the little specks of light coming through into the photo. And also I think that's just really cool because with the holes in, because now it's just textured. These are edits that I did. So yeah, we used Adobe Photoshop for this, although we used the CS4 version, which is pretty out of date. Again, this is evaluation, and these are the final images for the 70s shoot. Then we move on to 80s. So I researched Brian Duffy for this photo shoot because I knew he did a lot of work with David Bowie, which I wanted to focus on in my artist copy for 80s. So this is my friend Henry, and my friend Chloe did the makeup again. I think it looks amazing. Bit annoyed about the background, to be fair. I was trying to make it plain white and it just didn't work out in the end, but generally I love it, bar the background. Again, here's Bessie for the 80s shoot. To create this effect, I used like the cellophane from Roses and then put that on the camera lens. I think it made a really cool effect. So here are the 80s Polaroids. Love all the colours. I tried to ensure that I picked like the Polaroids suitable for each shoot, so that's why I chose the animal print for 70s and the bright pops of colour for 80s. Here's some 35mm film pictures. Again, this has got cellophane on. I actually love how that worked out because I used flash. It kind of reflected the cellophane, which I didn't intend to do, but I think it looks really cool. These are also sick. Like, this is such a sick outfit. And then the lip colour too. I think it's amazing. I miss that skirt so much and that shirt. I wish I didn't sell them, to be fair. I sell a lot of my clothes. That's my mum's film camera. Love a classic double denim 80s look. And then obviously 80s and 90s were predominantly, velvet was predominantly popular in both those eras, so I knew I wanted to incorporate that somehow. They're my mum's earrings from the 80s. I still wear those now. Love that. Another thing with film is I just love how some photos are in focus, like these, and some are just out of focus, obviously, because of it being really close up. This is a really nice like photo set too. Lol, selling that jumper on my Depop if you want to check it out. Haven't actually listed it yet, but yeah. Selling that. And then here's some more digital pictures. Then we've got some 80s experimentation. So I stuck some cellophane on the actual picture. I made like fake polaroids. And like stuck gems on. And like pegged it and stuff. And then I don't know what I did here. Like nothing really I'm proud of, but I put it in anyway because, you know, experimentation. I like made some kind of like graphic with pens and stuff. It's a bit random. And then I made that weird like white kind of look with sellotape. Like I literally just pressed it down on the paper that I printed it, and obviously bits of the colour that had come off. Oh my god, these are so cool. So these are painted photos that I did for my final piece experimentation. So this one is obviously like darker and this one is lighter, but I love the effects. I used acrylic paint, and then this is the final piece that I decided to do. So I kind of used that idea that I started here but made it better there. And so I painted on top of the image with like 80s graphics. It's very like Fresh Prince, and Fresh Prince is like early 90s, but it's still technically like 80s fashion. So I tried to like get some inspiration from that. These are some edits. So I edited the painted photo that I did. I made it more like comic-like, and also edited it in black and white. Here's the evaluation with the final image, and then here's the final image printed. Then we've got 90s. So I researched Ellen von Unwerth, which has like, she has like very like 90s images, especially with the smouldery kind of eye makeup there, especially here too. And I feel like this photo is a very good copy, like it's very good. So here's my friend Ruth again. This is for 90s fashion. Again, double denim making an appearance. I love these, like Barbie. Here's some more Polaroids. Again, I went monochrome because 90s, like, just kind of like, there was like the relaxed 90s vibe, like plaid shirts, black jeans, but also like the bright kind of fun part of the 90s, which I illustrated here. Love that bag, inflatable bag, still got that now, love it. And then we've got some velvet, we've got the bag, some layering of like cami tops on normal tops. We've got the Barbie crop top, which is so nice, again double denim. Film book, some more pics. This is on digital. Experimentation, so I stuck some Disney stickers on, made some weird layering thing, again more layering, and then made like a fake Polaroid with glitter and a random cutout from one of the pictures. Some more editing. Then for my final piece, I printed out some of these pictures and painted the colour image in black and white paint, and then the black and white images in coloured paint. I think that general effect is really sick because it kind of looks like the paints are kind of following each other, if that makes sense. Then you've got the Silent Sightings photo shoot, and I researched Emily Soto. So this is like the very like bland, plain photo shoot. This is my friend Abby. Again, it's very like Victoriana. not a lot of colour, and it's very spooky, especially this image. I love this photo. The main focus was on weird, creepy photos, and again, pale tones. She does look a lot like a creepy bride, which I love at the time, and I still love now. My phone is on 10%, so that's why I'm rushing now, and I don't want to have to rush, but we borrowed that dress and that one actually from our school's drama department. Ripped that one again with the creepy vibe. I put a bit of ribbon on her eye again with the creepy vibe. Painted these ones, which are, I love this, especially of that. I think just the tones are so pretty and it kind of detracts from the creepiness of the images. Lol, this is a bit weird. Again, editing is a bit creepy, especially that one, and it kind of looks very ghost-like here. My final piece was that, so I joined the images together, put masking tape on them, stained them with coffee, added red colouring to the mix so it kind of looks a bit like blood, which you can see here. So yeah, that's the original, and then I also bought frames to put them in. I think the floral of the backing of the frames actually complements the photos really well. And yeah, so that's the end of this portfolio. Like I said, I do have the exam unit, which was to do with mental health, which I will do a video on. I don't think I will do a video for my nature portfolio, just because I don't think it's worth showing. But again, like I said, I achieved an A star for my folders overall. So yeah, if anyone has like any questions, if anyone is doing photography at A level and wants any questions or whatever, like I'll answer them obviously. And yeah, I don't know when I'll next film. It'll probably be the next portfolio video. Don't know if I'll upload that straight after this one, but yeah, so I'll see you in my next video. Bye.